Hey everybody, Ghost Cat here. Welcome back to Prototech or Bust, the series where I start from scratch and work to acquire Prototech of my very own. In today's episode, we kick rocks, someone has gas, and the ship tries to run away. So, without further ado, we are off like a herd of turtles. And remember, for more Space Engineers feline antics, do the things. Yep, you know the ones. Well, everybody, since the last time we were together, I've made a few final changes to our mining carriage. I put an ore detector on the front, as well as a camera, so that we can navigate with the control seat that's in there, since it doesn't have a cockpit window. I also put a connector on the top, so that we can remove the ore that we mine. And I put the stone ejection system in on the bottom, so it will spit out any stone that we acquire while we're mining ores. I also emptied out the ores that were in here, got those refining in the alley cat, which is, well, it's probably done drilling for ice now, so we'll shut this drill off and retract the piston. But for now, we're going to leave this here, and we're going to go looking for some ores. I did a little jetpack prospecting, and it appears this asteroid is not the only one. We have several here. It almost appears as if a comet exploded. So we have all the ice we're going to need, probably ever. Although, we may have to fight off other would-be users of the ice. So yeah, we're going to jump in the mining carriage, we're going to go find some ores. Hopefully we can find some uranium, because our supplies are limited. And once we get the necessary raw materials, we can start working on combat-capable vessels to go find the Factorum. Or maybe just some other tasty vessels to add to our fleet. It's pretty handy that the old owners let us just use this ship. It's perfect for what we need now. So, kind of convenient how that works sometimes. Whatever you need just sort of comes to you, especially if you're a cat. And we have arrived. Let's fly around, see if we can find any ores. And even if we can't, this is a perfect place to test the boring capabilities of this drill rig. And here we are, folks. We have found iron and ice. The ice we're not really worried about. We've got plenty of that back at the lake house. But this iron is going to be quite essential as we build up our main ship and our little fighters, so that we can run in and attack some of these encounters without the risk of losing our main facility. So, let's give this thing a test, shall we? We're gonna just bore right on through, hopefully. If we're lucky, we'll be able to make a big enough hole with these drills to where the whole ship can slip right through to that iron. That's quite the tight squeeze, but she will tuck right inside the footprint of the drills, just barely, it looks like. Fantastic. We'll have to try with a full surface. I'm starting to wonder if these little sides are going to be able to slip through. We'll find out after we get this iron. Well, it doesn't appear that there was much iron in that deposit, so... But if there was a bit on this rock, there might be some on some of the neighboring rocks, so I'm going to take a look. We can give this drill a few more tests. There does appear to be another iron deposit over here, so let's come about. Let's see if we can get the lights on her. Oh, there are two. This appears to be a pretty mined out rock, but however, it does give us a chance to test our drill. Well, everybody, that brief effort yielded us 140,000 kilos of iron ore. And based on that experience, I don't think that we could bore a hole we could get through with regular mining. However, right-click mining might do the trick. I'm going to give it a test on this rock here in the sunshine before we go and look for more ore and goodies. Oh, it does appear that there is also iron in this rock as well. That's up there though, so our test down here shouldn't affect any potential future mining we need to do. And here we go. Well, no, I was wrong. Those little wings will fit through, but that is a snug fit. Sheet tight. Definitely getting some friction along the sides. Let's pop out and take a look. See how little clearance we're actually working with here. Wow, that is basically no clearance whatsoever. I think it's going to be easier just to keep on going than it's going to be to back out. Oh, caught the edge there, but... And however, we have emerged relatively intact. Alright, let's go find some more varied resources, shall we? On second thought, we need to head back to the lake house so I can grab some oxygen. I forgot to grab a bottle, and this mining carriage doesn't have an oxygen supply. I just looked and I am down to 15%. Oh, and that's cutting it close. I was down to 2. Let's refill. And we're gonna grab a couple oxygen bottles. Alright, Luna, we'll be back. We're going space mining. I know, we still need to get you a helmet. We're working on it. And then you can go out there and float around, unless we get you a jetpack. Well, I'll see you when I get back. Don't burn the place down. You have food. I made sure. Jump in here. We have an oxygen supply. And now we're gonna go do some more prospecting. I was coming back, I saw some rocks that were really close to the lake house, but I had not yet explored, so we'll pop on over here and start checking these out. This appears to be a pretty good find. A one-stop shop for 3 essentials. Couldn't be any better than this, unless it had uranium. That's what I'm really looking for. That, and we're gonna need cobalt. But first, while we're here, let's get a taste of this magnesium. Just a nibble. We want to save space for other things. That right there netted us a quick 58k. Let's grab a little more. And then we'll pop over and grab some nickel. Now that we've got a little bit of nickel, we're going to drop a GPS pin here so that we can find this place again. And from here we'll continue our search for uranium. That looks like a uranium signal. Let's go check this out, folks. At this one right here. We may have just found the thing we need. If we can get a sufficient amount of uranium, we can power the ship that I've got planned. It's going to be a little silly and a little bit of fun. So hopefully I can get the resources I need to build her up and go chase down the Factorum. The scanner insists there's uranium here. So I'm going to continue to search. One thing's for certain though, if we do find uranium here, this ship's getting a second reactor to push these thrusters. And then some more thrusters. There it is, folks. Uranium. Now we just have to see where she is. She looks like she's buried pretty deep. But it looks like we have hit pay dirt, ladies and gentlemen. We have uranium. We have all the power we need now. We can build the big weapons. We are capable of building what it takes to get the Factorum to give us them Prototech. All their Prototech will belong to us. Well, folks, it appears this is quite the uranium deposit. I've got about 50k in the cargo, and looks like there's still plenty more. At some point, I may have to come back, but for now, I'm going to take this back to the alley cat, we can start to get some of this refining, and we can start making plans to go find the Factorum. Capture ourselves some Prototech. Let's get heading back for the lake house, shall we? So, I think I've formulated a plan. Now that we have uranium, and I'm pretty sure we have sufficient superconductors as well as raw materials to build at least one jump drive, hopefully more, I think I'm going to build essentially a carrier frame. It'll have power, thrusters, well, basically just station-keeping thrusters, a cockpit to control the jumping and the jump drives, and it'll have connectors for both the alley cat and this, which I've decided to call the seeking paw. I'll be able to connect both of them to this frame and allow us to start jumping across the solar system, because we're not getting any closer to the Prototech just sitting here. We'll start heading towards these unidentified signals. Having returned to the alley cat with the load of ores we just went and picked up, I decided to hook a piston on here with a connector so we could directly connect the searching paw and offload the ores to the refinery without having to cart them back and forth using the Oscar. Well, folks, the beginning of our new jump ship is coming along nicely. I've decided that we're going to keep the alley cat with some modifications, and this will be our planetary drop ship. Anytime we go down to a planet to explore and find some planetary installations to investigate, this is what we're going to take. We know she's planet capable as far as takeoff and landing. Well, I'm assuming landing since takeoff was good, but... So yeah, we're going to keep her as is. I have started building the framework of the new ship off of a merge block and connector setup on the back of the alley cat, so that we can utilize the power and the resources, and at the same time utilize the cargo containers I've got here to hold ores and ingots and various components as we journey along. I added the piston here to connect our mining ship so that we can actually get the ores into the cargo containers. Back here, this is our next big step. We are about to be jump capable. I wanted to share the moment with you folks as I let the welder finish doing its thing. But here we go, let's turn her on. And there it is, folks, we have a jump drive. And it looks like she is charging. Let's first turn off the welder, and then we'll see how long it's going to take to charge. Fully recharged in 7 minutes. Excellent. Once we get this thing fully recharged, I think we're going to do our first test jump, and we are going to hop over to that uranium deposit. We're going to get some more of that uranium and collect it, and then I think we're going to start heading towards this unidentified signal. So I think we can find enough of what we're going to need along the way as far as resources as we make our jumps. It's going to take time to recharge each time, and as we go I'm going to continue to build on our new jump ship. But I think it's time to start chasing the Factorum, even if we are patently not ready. So I'm going to get back to building, let this thing charge, and I'll come back to you guys when it's time to make that first jump. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. The drive is showing green. Let's go jump in the cockpit. I've already aimed us at our destination, and we are going to make our first jump. After this, the only thing stopping us from getting Prototech will be my inability to fly and not get shot down. So there's the unidentified signal we will eventually go for. But first, we're going to get some more uranium. Are you ready for this, Luna? Oh, don't worry, we'll be fine. I think. Jump drive is showing ready. Let's begin the jump procedure. We are ready to go. Getting our countdown. And here we go. That was our first jump, folks. We're in the big leagues now. Ish. I'm gonna go and grab some more uranium. We can get it into the system. And we can start heading for the Factorum. Well, folks, I finished mining a bunch of uranium. I think we'll have a sufficient amount. I've got tens of thousands of kilo of ore, so that should get me at least enough to power and provide weapons for a while. I've also taken a bunch of time to put in some work on the ship. Our jump ship now has 2 refineries. It's got the 2 large cargo containers, but also 3 smaller ones up here, so that when I get this ship set up as a separate entity from the Alley Cat, I can use Izzy's inventory manager and have cargo containers, at least to start, with all the main categories the way it normally divides up. I've started building a large reactor. It needs more reactor components, and wouldn't you know, we ran out of silver. So that's going to play a factor in where we go from here, because I'm going to need some silver for quite a few different things. Medical components, reactor components, comes in really handy. So I'm gonna start making jumps in the direction of the Earth-like planet and its moon. You can see it over there. And we'll stop there. We'll grab some silver, some gold, some platinum, because while we're looking good on all the base minerals and elements, we don't have any of the precious ones. Whoa. I do not know what just happened, but we just got quite the kick. Well, we didn't. The ship did. It just flew away from me at a ridiculous rate, and it's still moving. What is going on here? That was interesting. But, as I was saying, we're going to start heading for the Earth-like moon. Well, the moon of the Earth-like planet. The moon itself isn't Earth-like. We're going to gather ourselves some ores, and maybe we'll even find some amusements along the way. And after that, we will go heading for unidentified signal. So let's head back in here. Alright, Luna, we're going to the moon. It's your namesake. What do you think about that? Yes, I'm sure we can find you a cat spacesuit there. We'll try to make that happen before we head for the Factorum. Alright, let's do this. Let's bring this thing around. Which direction do I even need to turn? I am turning the wrong way entirely. We're going to need to skirt the gravity well. But this will also give us an idea of how much distance we can get out of our jump drive. Let me set the jump drive up real quick, and then we'll get on the road. With our current weight, we can jump about 1,800 kilometers. So let's start heading towards the Earth and the Moon. The countdown has begun. That actually got us pretty close. Let's bring her around, adjust our course, and wait for this jump drive to charge. The jump drive will be fully recharged in 6 minutes, it says, so we will let it do its thing, and then we will make our next jump. I'm gonna head out here and do some more building of the jump ship. I'm gonna want to add some batteries, I think, and maybe some hydrogen tanks. I can at least get those framed in before we're ready for our next jump. And the time's come for our next jump. Oh, we can't jump into a natural gravity field. Let's adjust our distance. So the furthest the jump drive will let us go is 685 kilometers, so let's jump to the moon. Straight to the moon, Alice. And there she is. Isn't she a sight? We don't want to get too close and end up in her gravity. So, I think I'm gonna take the Seeking Paw, fly over there and see what I can see. I don't know if this thing will hold up under lunar gravity, so I may end up crashing into the surface. Let's find out. Well, really, now that I think about it, it might be a good idea to turn around. Oh, what was that? I saw something. It might be a good idea to turn around and go get the alley cat, because after all, that's why I kept it the way it is so that we can use that for planetary landings. Technically, this counts as a planetary landing. But I saw a signal blink on and off for a second there. It was about 16 kilometers away. I saw it again. I'm going to reconnect the mining ship so that the frame out of the jump ship has power and directional thrust so that it doesn't drift away. And then we're going to take the alley cat, go explore the moon. Oh, there's a space pirate mayday. We might want to investigate that first. That might be a bit more fun than going to the moon and getting ore. So let's grab the Oscar real quick and go see if we can't find that space pirate mayday. Oh, you can't fly if your thrusters are off. Alright, now we just have to wait for that signal to pop back up. I want to say it's vaguely in this direction. There it is, I saw it. Right up here. Let's head this way. So I've zoomed all the way in with my camera, and there certainly is a ship there. I'm just gonna have to get close and see what's going on. While we're coming up, we better test our guns. Gatling guns work. Autocannon works. It's a space pirate mayday, so I have a feeling might be something a bit hinky going on. Well, we're close enough. I can see it 2 kilometers, just over 2 kilometers out. Gonna slow down a bit. But we'll still come screaming past pretty quick, just to take a look. Actually, you know what? I want to do this at full speed, just in case they're hostile. Kill the dampers. Rotate past. He didn't get shot at. Let's get a little closer and see what's really going on here. I probably shouldn't have flown by so fast. But to be fair, I didn't know if I was going to get shot at. So let's cruise on in here. See what's going on. Well, 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 what have we here? It looks like a gas hauler. This is a neat little thing they got going here. Let's fly in and check her out. Oh wow, they got him. Some beds, spazzing out panel, broken control seat. Alright, claim the grid. So now it belongs to us. Let's see what we might have gotten. Nothing in there. There's a couple small cargo containers besides this one. A hydrogen power generator. All run off hydrogen thrusters. But we've got 2 half-full large grid large hydrogen tanks. This is fantastic. We're gonna have to get this thing back to the alley cat. We can even incorporate this into the jump ship. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find a way to get this back, or we might even bring the alley cat over here. And then we'll connect this to what we've started building for the jump ship somehow. Maybe stick it on the front. And then we'll suction all this gas up. We got some batteries, there's power here. Oh, this couldn't be any better. So I've managed to build a helm with the parts I had. And I also found enough thrusters to where I could break down one of the thrusters that was remaining on here. One of the forward thrusters. I was able to grind one of those down and get the lateral thrust that we didn't have. So we have thrust in 6 directions. All the thrusters are off and I cannot access them. I'm gonna have to run around and hack a few things until I have control of this ship. Well folks, it appears I have hacked a sufficient amount of this grid to be able to control the thrusters. Alright. We now control this ship. Oh, it needs to be converted to ship first. There, we are now a ship. And we can head back towards all of our stuff with our new acquisition. Oh, we're bouncing off pieces. Oh. When I was hacking stuff, I must have disconnected the gas line. I wonder if that is required. That may be. I may have to find another display somewhere. But first, I gotta turn this on. Well, it's on, we need to connect it. That will provide the fuel for the engines, I believe. For our thrusters. It says they're off. There we go. They may even have been off this whole time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while it is in quite rough shape, we have added another ship to our fleet. You can't see it from that angle. Got this little gas hauler. Came with some gas. We can add to our collection. It's hydrogen powered. So as I said, I think I'm going to connect this to what I've been building for our jump ship and use this as the current control module. It's not the final one I've got planned, but this will do and allow the Alley Cat to be a separate ship of its own accord, as well as the mining ship. So let's get back there, add this to our collection. And here we are, folks. Our ragtag fleet has grown again. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. It goes by so fast sometimes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I certainly have. Next time, we'll pop down to the moon and get ourselves some precious metals, some gold, silver, and platinum. At the very least, some silver. We need that desperately. And after that, we go to the unidentified signal. Next time, with any luck, we will encounter Factorum. So, until next time, have a great day.